Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanya. I haven't been on for a while because, as I explained in my previous video, a lot of stuff is happening. However, I'm back today with a collab video, and today's collab video is with the beautiful Megan, who I became friends with perhaps about a year or a year and a half ago. So we were both subscribed to another Australian beauty YouTuber who was also quite new on the scene at the time. She's no longer doing YouTube for a variety of reasons, I imagine, but Megan and I became friends and we ended up following each other on Instagram, and we've chatted ever since. So Megan reached out to me and she said, how about if we were to do a collab together, a collab video? And I thought, why not? It sounds great. I can't always do luxury things here on my channel simply because I'm not in a position to always buy. And yes, I don't have to always buy to upload. Certainly I know that, and I've got a few ideas circulating and I'm jotting down as I'm going. But this idea was a fresh one for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to share with you some of our favorite makeup items that we have used and perhaps have been our ride or die in our season. So Megan lives over in Florida and they're moving into the warmer weather. Here in Australia, in Melbourne especially, we're moving out of summer. Well, we are out of summer. We're very much in autumn, moving towards winter. But the pieces that I'm going to share with you are ones that I used very often throughout summer. So Megan, her channel is Classic Beauty Goddess, and she's all about natural classic beauty. So if you're interested in classical fashion and classical beauty in terms of makeup styles and colors and application, I suggest you head over and give her a follow. She's still a small YouTube channel, and I think it would be great if you could offer her some support. Let's start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few pieces in each category of my items that I enjoyed using during my summer period. So in summer, I tend to be a heavy sweater. No shame, but I sweat a lot. So the last thing I want is to be applying foundation. I actually don't own any foundation, but I don't want to be applying layers and layers of face products, because when I sweat, and I always get that dreaded sweat mustache, yay for me, the last thing I want to be doing is rubbing that off, swiping or patting, and then taking away any foundation, and then as a result looking very patchy. So what I'm going to show you will be some main things that I've used. This is the Maybelline 4-in-1 Glow Perfector. Now this one here is in the color medium from memory, so it looks quite dark, but you will see I'm actually wearing this one today to show you, and it is a little bit like their their concealer eraser in this style with the sponge. I know a lot of people don't like the sponge. A lot of people think it's unhygienic. I get that. So this one here is in the color 02 medium, and it comes in this style like this, and it's the type that you wind, and then the product, you will see it come through the sponge. It seems quite dark, but it actually has a beautiful sheer glow effect about it, and it does in fact have a slight shimmer. So when you apply it, you will see that it tends to give you, and I'm not sure if you can see it at all, but it tends to have just a nice even glow. And the beauty of this particular product is that it's supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury, I've forgotten which one it's called because I don't actually own it, the Hollywood Flawless Filter. And so I thought to myself, I'm prepared to spend, I think this was about $21 or $22 or $24 as opposed to the much more expensive price tag for the Charlotte Tilbury one. And essentially this went viral on TikTok and on Instagram, and a lot of the beauty gurus and the beauty channels that have quite a following were showing comparisons between the two. So this is what I've been wearing mostly on my face. Then the other item that I've been using in summer, predominantly in the warmer weather, again, because I find that I tend to sweat a lot, is my Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. Now, some of you will probably be freaked out by this, but this is the original one, because a couple of years ago, Chanel introduced a newer one with some coconut oil in it. But this is the one that I bought just before they released the new one. And because I don't use it all the time, I still have it. But again, I've been very particular about how I use it, and I've kept it very, very clean. I know bacteria is tiny. I know it gets in there. I know. But basically what I do is I don't put my fingers in here at all. I will use a clean brush, something like this, something synthetic, because then that way it picks it up more easily and it's easier to clean. And I just give one swipe, enough that there is color on there, and then this swipe alone is what I will use on my face. Now, I find that I like to use this one simply because in summer, what tends to happen, again, sweatiness, humidity, I find that something cream product like this will blend in better and it won't look patchy. And especially, for example, if you're applying it when you are already quite hot, I find that this applies better. Being a cream, you can actually maneuver it. You can move it around. You can sort of place it. I find that it's just a little bit more forgiving than if you were to be applying a powder. Would I buy this again? Yes. I know that the newer formula is not as loved as this original one. There are many cream bronzers out on the market that I do want to try. And of all makeup products, my two favorites are mascara and bronzer. I find that they just can complete the look. You can use the bronzer on your lips to some extent. You can use it in your on your eyelids, of course, on your face. It's amazing what you can do with bronzer. Sometimes what I'll tend to do is, if I don't actually use bronzer, and I'll stop there, I won't necessarily apply blush or anything along those lines as well as bronzer. I tend to let the bronzer do both of those, but sometimes I prefer something else. So this is one that I invested in a little while ago. It's the Westman Atelier, and it is their, it's sort of like their multi-function stick, you know. I bought it predominantly to use as a blush, but I have also used it on my lips. So what I'll do is, again, with a brush, I don't apply this directly to my face. It's very pigmented. I've actually put too much there. So I'll just put everything on today for the sake of today, but I'll just tap on there like that, just across the top of my cheekbones. And then I just, in a circular motion, I just move up. I don't do the smile, then apply there and then blend, because then when you stop smiling, this apple ends up here. And so you end up with this color down here. So that's something I've always done. I've just always done it ever since I was a teenager. So I tend to just sort of in a circular motion. I don't do the stripe moving up. I find that doing it in a circular motion, clockwise or anti, doesn't necessarily matter, and moving up across the temple and just a little bit above, tends to have a little bit more of a natural appearance. I have used this on my lips, and I have also brought it in basically with a smaller, more dense brush. I've brought it in onto my eyelids like that too, just to have a little bit more of a cohesive look overall. Yes, I've double dipped, but in the end, it is just me using it, so it's not that much of a problem. So that's what I tend to do. And with the bronzer, or with this, I'll also just sweep down the bridge of my nose, because I suppose really the whole point of that is to show a sun-kissed look, and naturally your bridge of your nose will pick up some color. And this is magnetic. So satisfying. I love Westman Atelier. I've had this for a while now. I actually am looking to buy their contour stick, but I'm just wondering if I should, because really I don't need it. But love their products. Let me move on to lips. So in summer, in the warmer months, I'm going to say that a lot this video, my apologies, I hate wearing thick lipsticks. In fact, most of the time I just wear lip balm. And as I've explained to you many, many times before, I have dry lips, always have, ever since I was a teenager. I don't know why, it's just something that I've had. So what I tend to do in summer is I'll rely on some tried and true items. So this is the Dior Color Reviving Lip Glow, or I'll go for a nice sort of sheer gloss of some kind. Something simple, because it's actually just got a hint of color. I don't bother with lip liner, and it just helps my lips to feel a little bit soft and a little bit moisturized. And if I'm not wanting the actual Fenty one, and I do have a video of me showing my Fenty glosses and trying them on, and some of my other high-end lip products. If I want something with a little bit more color, then I'll go for the Chanel gloss, and this is in the color 716, which is a little bit more of a sort of nudie brown. So I've just put two glosses on now, like that. I don't bother with lip liner. Maybe unless I'm going somewhere, but even then I don't bother. So that's what I tend to do with my lips. Up to eyes now. I've sort of done this in a bit of a mismatched order, but never mind. My eyes are the favorite feature that I like to work on. A lot of people have complimented me on my cheekbones. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. People at work have said the same thing. I remember growing up, people used to say that to me often, and I think I have my mum to thank for that. It's nothing I can control. It is what it is. But I love to work on my eyes. And I mean, you've seen me do some dramatic looks. I've got some other Get Ready With Me videos here on my channel, which go back a while. I love the dramatic blues, the greens, you know, the strong bronzes and so on. But in summer, ain't nobody got time for that, because again, I don't like to have too much on my skin because I feel like I can't breathe. And as soon as I start putting things on my skin, I start sweating. So that goes for my eyelids too. So aside from an eyeshadow base, which is usually the MAC Soft Ochre or Painterly, the MAC Painterly Paint Pot in the color Soft Ochre, I think, or something similar. And I tend to go for these type of one-hit wonders. Now, I'm not going to go through each of these in detail, but they are essentially the same type of thing. Now, sometimes I'll use a brush and sometimes I'll just use my finger. Starting off with some crayons. These are the Mecca Max, and Mecca here in Australia is like a Sephora, although we do have Sephora. And these are these crayon types. So what I tend to do is I will just draw these on, and then I will just blend them out with my finger like that, or I'll use it as just an eyeliner across the top of my lashes, and then with a little thin brush of some kind I'll just sort of like smudge it, and it almost looks like eyeliner. So let me do this now with the green. I'll go with the green because I'm wearing a green shirt. So what I'll do is I'll draw it on like that, and then with my finger, or if I wanted to use a brush to be more subtle, I just blur. Simple as that. Sometimes if I wanted to go higher, I'll just draw a little bit above on my brow bone, and again, just blur with my finger. Or you may want to use an actual brush. So that's the green that I've just put across both mobile lids and just a little bit on the brow bone. Sometimes if I want to be just a little bit interesting, I'll go in with this in the lower lash line and I'll smudge it out so it looks like I have two colors. But today I'm not going to bother. Plus, I'm actually wearing blue mascara, so don't want to look like a clown, like Mum would say. Other eyeshadow favorites. This one here is the Revlon Color Stay Bold. These are those types that, again, they come with their own brush and they apply better with the brush or, of course, with your finger and just smudge it on. So these are the colors that I tend to draw. I'm drawn towards, a beautiful wine color. They do get a little bit dried out, but in the end, they still work well. My favorite one is this one here by Chanel, and this one is called Silver Pink, and that's that color there. I've shown this before. Whenever I go somewhere special, I always pull out the Chanel. Last few things, I promise. I really did think I was going to keep this video short, so apologies if I've gone too long. And that's mascara. I love my mascara. Mascara is the one thing I will put on if I have to run out of the house. I don't care about eyebrows. My eyebrows are quite dark. I don't do much with those. Maybe in some I'll put like a clear gel just to keep them in place. I don't fill them in. I don't do anything with my brows at all. And I know that some people, that sounds sacrilegious, but I don't bother. What I do love though are my mascaras. So what I tend to do in summer predominantly is I like to wear colored mascaras, especially if I'm not using any eyeshadow per se. I will go in with a beautiful colored mascara, and then I will correspond with an eyeliner just in that sort of waterline under my lashes, under my top lashes. Talia says, my daughter says to me all the time, sorry, my voice is failing because I'm getting a little bit sick. She says to me all the time that I should put mascara on my lower eyelashes, but I don't like that look. I don't want to look like I've got spider legs on my eyes. But anyway, this one here is one that I wear now and then, but if it smudges, you do look like you're bleeding. Your tears are blood. You're bleeding blood tears. Is that the word? This is the YSL mascara, and it is a beautiful burgundy color, like that. Really lovely. It's burgundy. Whoa. It's burgundy. So there's that one. I will wear that one sometimes. It doesn't give a lot of length, and I like mascaras that provide a lot of length plus volume. The one I'm wearing today is the Bourjois Volume Glamour Push Up, and it is blue. You most likely won't see it. But anyway, Andrew sent me this in a, we exchanged, like we sent each other a Christmas package few Christmases ago, and this was in it, and this is a beautiful blue, and it shows up. It's getting a bit dry now, but it shows up. So I can't find this in Australia. So Andrew, if you're watching, I'll need to contact you to send me another one. I can't find it here. And of course, the go-to, which is a black mascara. The one I'm currently using at the moment is the cult viral TikTok mascara, which is the telescopic lift. It's good. It's nice. It's very black, but it leaves your lashes very crunchy for the remainder of the day. Whereas, for example, with this blue one, my lashes still feel soft. So, they're my tried and true favorite makeup items that I love to use. Stay tuned for an upcoming video in about a week or so's time, because Megan and I will be working together again and sharing with you some of our favorite perfumes, fragrances. So if you're interested in fragrances, and I have quite the collection, stay tuned for that upcoming video. If you have not already subscribed to Megan's channel, I do urge you to go over and show her some support, help her grow a little bit. And if you've come from Megan's channel, thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping by and visiting me. So tell me, everybody, what are some of your favorite makeup items that you like to wear and use in any particular season? Now that here in Australia we're moving into the cooler weather, what do you like to wear if you're Australian, or even if you're not? And what do you like to wear when it's really, really warm and sticky? Okay, everybody, I look forward to reading your comments as always. Take care, everybody. God bless, and I'll see you next time.